Where is the best area to invest in the UK? Well, right now I'm standing in Swansea, which is in South Wales. Swansea, you can buy houses very low and rent them out super high. I'll give you an example. This house right here was bought by one of my students for 74.5 grand, and he's renting it for 3 grand a month. Now, you might not believe me, so I'm going to introduce you to the owner and we're going to get a full tour and walk through of the property. So, Gil, great to see you, man. Mate. Firstly, thank you so much for letting us come and film. And you've got guests here and you had to give them money. How much did you pay them? 200 quid. I had to give him 200 quid just to give us half an hour to go and walk around. So we need to make this worthwhile. So show us around, man.
Go on, let's do it, mate.
I went on Rightmove and it says that the rents in this area are more like 1,000, maybe 1,500.
Yep.
So what's your trick? How are you getting 3 grand?
The trick is, because we're just 15 minutes away from the town centre, it made more sense to do this as service accommodation.
Right.
So it's a big house, it's right in the middle of the town centre. And then when we did the research, we looked at Airbnb, looked at the reviews in the local Airbnbs, and everybody commented that this is one of the best areas to do an Airbnb in.
Well, looking at the area, all around the area, look, you've got a hotel here. And the fact that there's hotels being built in this area means there must be a demand for it. Yeah. So you found that demand?
Massive demand. We were shocked actually, like 1 week after putting it up, we got a few bookings, inquiries for like 1 week, and then bang, a 2-month inquiry come through. Another week later, we got another inquiry come through back to back.
Is there regulation in Wales for serviced accommodation?
It is. It's not quite the same as England.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a learning curve, in all honesty, and we've had to learn.
So what's this then? What's all this?
Right, so we're trying to create a brand. This is the first of many. We're just putting an offer in on another one down the road.
Congrats.
With sea views, beautiful place. We had a little bit of a unique situation with this property because this is normally the main front door.
Yeah.
This was the existing kitchen, and there wasn't a door here at all.
Why'd you have a Ring doorbell? What's the purpose?
Security.
Not only can it see you, it can hear you.
Yeah, see ya, hear ya. We've got
That's
it
scary.
linked to the cloud, so it's saved, backed up for 90 days. Just
so you know
case.
you're not going to be getting troublemakers in the property, and if you
No.
do, you're going to be able to jump on it.
Right, so this room was a little bit of a bonus. We didn't even know we could fit it in because the main thing was to get the bathroom downstairs.
Yes.
So we put in the stud wall, kind of rebranded it with the lights and used the alcove instead of a boring kind of bookcase.
Yeah.
We've done something a little bit unique, and then also a nice sized double bedroom.
And I like this, book and save, direct.
Yeah. We focused on Airbnb. We thought it was more important to master one platform completely. Obviously, when the day comes where we need shorter little bookings in between the long ones, we'll then switch to booking.com and then probably go from there.
I think you've done this to a really high standard. How much was the refurb?
The refurb was in total, with all additional costs, about 50 grand. That's including legals. So all additional costs, including legals, added up to 135.
Including stamp?
Yeah.
So effectively, you've spent 135, but then you're renting it out and you're getting 3 grand a month.
About 3 grand a month, yes.
So these contractors now that are in here, how long have they been here?
They've been here for about a month.
And they plan on staying for much longer?
1 more month for the contractors.
So that's 2 months in total. And how much are they paying per night?
It's 135 with a 12% discount. We offer them a 12% discount in order to kind of get them through the door.
So they're paying about 120 quid a night?
Roughly, yeah.
How much profit are you making on this then generally a month? I know it can change a little bit.
100% occupancy, around about £3,000.
So you'll probably make a couple grand a month profit.
Yeah.
Which is mad, because that's how much people make when they're working a full-time job. I reckon you spent on the kitchen 5 grand?
I think it was just under.
Was this just, what was it like before?
So this was a bedroom before.
What's it?
Yeah, the kitchen was outside in the hallway.
How long did the refurb take them from start to finish?
Just under 12 weeks.
That's fast.
Originally, this was, from this point, a huge bathroom. They're the only bathroom in the house, in fact. So we put in stud walls and added a little shower unit here. And then this is how we're getting the 4 bedrooms up here.
So how many bedrooms was it before?
3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. We've managed to squeeze in a little dining room, move a small second bathroom, because this is a huge room for a bathroom, massive.
So you've really rejigged the whole house then, haven't you?
We haven't changed much here. That's a small bedroom with 2 single beds in it. And then revamped this massively. The scary thing is that water damage was coming in from the outside, and they had a little dressing table here. So when I pulled it away, it was a big crack. It was a bit of a worry. So we had to replace the beam beneath it, put in an RSJ, but still coming in on budget.
You got it for 74.5 grand. How did you manage to get it so cheap?
Because it was just before Christmas and because the seller was desperate, I think he was scared.
It was an auction as well, wasn't it?
It was pre-auction.
So it was supposed to be going to an auction, but it was just before Christmas.
Exactly, yeah. And if it went to auction and it didn't sell, then the seller would have had to pay for the costs.
Yeah.
And he was worried it wouldn't sell at all because there's only 2 other people interested. So when we came along and said, we're a cash buyer,
yeah,
you know, just before Christmas, it kind of ticked all the boxes for him. And yeah, he went for it. When we got the offer accepted, it was a little bit of, you're kind of in between being extremely excited and a little bit terrified. But you know, when you get stuck into it, we knew we had to get stuck into it.
And you're on the academy.
Yeah.
So you've got the support.
I've got the academy. Every single question I had, every single doubt I had was answered. With the mentors, everybody helped me. I mean, I've received loads of support, loads.
That's awesome. So this room then, this is not technically a bedroom, is it?
No, even though it's obviously used as a living space, because of some of the head height and because of the staircase being quite steep.
Yeah.
Like,
but from a rentability point of view, it don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It's still a space to be used, and you can see it's quite cozy. So
now this is the great thing. If you'd have just bought this for 74.5 grand, and then spent the money on the refurb and left the cash there and rented it out for 3 grand a month, that'd be a good deal. You'd be making a couple grand a month profit. That'd be a good deal. But you went one step further, and there's a big, massive cherry on the cake, which is that you refinanced it, and because you've done a refurb, you increased the value. So you're saying the most important figure is, when you're looking at a property, even more important than the rent, is what's the end value once the refurb's done up. Now, how much did you anticipate the end value of this property to be?
Originally, we were coming at 195 because I kind of doubted myself. I worked it out at being 215,500, which beats the ceiling price in this area. It was definitely a 215. So I put in the numbers for 215 to the valuer, and she accepted it 2 days later.
That's epic. Hey. The value now is 215, according to who was the lender?
Kent Reliance.
Kent Reliance, I love Kent Reliance. So they give him 75% of that new value, which is 161. So you get 161. Yeah. But you only put in how much?
135 total.
So you got all your money back plus 25 grand.
Yep. We've already put in an offer on another property down the road that's a little bit bigger because we can afford to do that.
Yeah.
You know, we've increased our liquidity by about 80 grand in 4 months.
I mean, what would be the biggest takeaway for you? Someone's watching this thinking, I want to find a deal like that. I want to do a deal like that. How do I get in on the action? What are you saying?
Training. Yeah, like without the training, I mean, I've worked in construction a long time. I've also grown up around other builders. So you would have thought that I knew like how to do this properly. But when you figure out how to do the calculations for the GDV and in the exact same way that the value is doing it, then you're confident to go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple.
So basically, most lenders will make you wait 6 months. So you say you need to have owned it 6 months before you can refinance it. There's a few, like, was it Kent Reliance? I know Precise Mortgages as well.
Yeah.
There are some, but then it might just be that you pay a slightly higher rate. But time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense, man. That's amazing. You live in London.
Yeah.
Swansea's quite far.
Yeah.
Systemization, management, have you got any tips around that?
I mean, we've got really lucky again with the builder because he also does the maintenance. But because we've built so much rapport with him, we've had 2 maintenance issues so far in the last month, and he's come out free of charge just around the corner. You know, we're anticipating working together the next time, so he's an absolute diamond. It does make it a little bit more worrying if you're a remote Airbnb, service accommodation owner. So having him here, having a cleaner that's linked to him, they communicate, and then also things like the Ring doorbell, and we've also got a minute sound alarm just up here, so we detect cigarette smoke if there's more than 8 people in the house, just for peace of mind. This would be £1.5 million house, wouldn't it, in East London? So,
what do you think, guys? Would you consider investing further away from your house if the numbers were better, or would you feel it was too high risk? If you want to get into property and you want to do what Gil's done, and many of my students have done, it all starts at the crash course. You came to a crash course, right?
Yeah, £1 crash.
How was it?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, look at this.
So come and join in the action. I'll leave a link in the description. Spend a day with me. Tickets are £1, and then we're going to help you get started in property too. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.